Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome back to the blog workshop. We sorry we missed you last week, but we are really glad to be back. And we are starting a new theme for the rest of the week. We are going to be talking about different aspects of email marketing and how to rock your email list and create a big email community and make tons of sales. And that's what we're all about, right? So today we're going to start at the beginning, at the very beginning, with 3 little things that you can do right from the start, from your very first subscriber, to not just have an email list, but have a raving email community. Okay, so good morning, Kelly. How are you?
Good morning, Jackie. How's it going?
Oh, it's going good, thanks. It's busy and crazy, and my internet's slow today.
Cold.
But you all right?
Yeah, I'm just cold. It's getting chilly here. It's taken it a while, but I think winter is finally coming here. So.
Ah, I see. So, before we get started on these 3 little tips, do you have any anything about email marketing that you want to throw out there?
I think the biggest thing is to let people know that it doesn't matter where you are in your blogging career, you should start building a list right from the start. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, I should have waited." You know, everybody always says, "I should have started sooner." So really, no matter where you are in starting your blog, whether you've just started it, if you've been doing it a few months, if you've been doing it a year, it's already time to start building your list and get started on it as soon as you can. If, you know, a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't have money to spend on things like that." It's really, if there's only one thing that you can invest in, building your list is the place to put your money.
Absolutely, and I would also go one step further, and I know that a lot of people, myself included, when they're short on money, decide to go with something free, like MailChimp or something. And if you plan to create a business, you know, out of your blog and from your blog, I highly recommend you don't go with MailChimp. I mean, really, they have a lot of little rules, and it's pretty easy to break them. And when you break them, they just close your account down. And it's kind of like running on a Blogger blog instead of on your own WordPress platform. So I would definitely, you know, Kelly and I both have different autoresponder companies. I use GetResponse. She uses Aweber. They are both amazing. I started using GetResponse many years ago, and I'll tell you, when I first started using it, it was a money issue. It was just cheaper than Aweber at the time. I mean, this was like 8 years ago. And, you know, over the years, I oftentimes regretted not going with Aweber. But in the last, like, 3 years, GetResponse has really upped their game, and they have added a million new features and have done everything that Aweber does and maybe a little bit more. I mean, this month they just started, they give people a free landing page. Like, you can create your own opt-in page right in Aweber, or just right in GetResponse. And you get one for free, and you can upgrade if you want more, you know. So they are always adding to the value of GetResponse. So I'm actually really kind of glad I've stayed with them all these years. Okay, so let's talk about, you know, we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty details of, like, how to make an opt-in box. You know, this week, if you guys really want to know that stuff, we could probably do it. Just let us know. You know, leave a comment on the video or on one of our blogs or on Facebook, and let us know what you want to know about email marketing, and we can dig into that. Today we're going to talk about 3 simple things that you can do, no matter where you're at in your business or in your building your email community, to turn your email subscribers into raving fans. And that's really what you want. You want people to look forward to seeing your email pop up in their inbox, because when they do, they actually open it. That's a good thing.
Yeah, because and that's one of the biggest things, you know. It's great to build your list, but if you've got a list of 2,000 people and only 8 people are opening your email, you're not really getting full use out of it.
Absolutely. These things are definitely going to help your open rate, and they're going to help your click-through rate. So, and those are the 2 metrics that you really want to keep an eye on. It's not just how many people are on your list, it's how many people are listening to you. How many people are opening your emails and reading them, and how many people are clicking, taking action on the things that you're asking them to do in those emails. Okay, so the first thing is your communication. And to get people on your list, you generally offer some sort of freebie. The first thing that you want to make sure that you do is you give it to them. You know, it is insane to make people jump through a ton of hoops to get what you offered them in exchange for their email address. So in the very, very first email, which should go out immediately after people subscribe. Now, depending on what autoresponder you're using, they may do that a little differently. Mine goes by days after they sign up, so mine is a 0. But I think on Aweber, I think it's different. It's the opposite.
Yeah, it just says immediately on mine.
I think it turns into a 1 instead of whatever. But make sure that it's going out immediately, however that works in your specific autoresponder. And send them the link to whatever you're giving them, or attach it if you need to. Whatever you need to do to make sure they're going to get it. And here's an extra point, is to give people instructions. A lot of people don't understand that if they click the link in the email, that they're going to go to that thing that you just gave them. So tell them, click the link below, and make sure you save it to your computer so that you have it always, so you can use it in case you lose this email. Give them direct instructions on how you want them to use and save the information that you're sharing with them.
What kind of things should you be using as a freebie? What should you be giving away?
Well, I think it really depends on your market, for sure. What are you laughing about, Kelly?
Because I just thought that was something that maybe we should touch on.
Yeah, that's a great idea too. I think that it depends on your market. For me, I like to give away free reports. I like to give away workbooks. I give away things that have worked for me and helped me get over a struggle of some sort in the past. Maybe it's a process that I use. Right now, I give away this little workbook that I created that helps me create clarity and content, and it's kind of the step-by-step process that I use when I create a new blog. But it also works if you're stuck. So like you've been blogging for a year or so and you're like, crap, I don't have anything left to say. It's probably because you veered off your path and you've lost clarity and lost focus. So whether you're stuck or whether you're starting, it's a great process. It's my favorite one. It's the one I get down on the floor and grab the markers for in a big piece of paper. But you really, you create 30 days worth of content and you get really clear about what you're doing and why you're doing it. So that's what I give to my people. What about you, Cal?
And I'm also giving away a report on social media. But there are other things you can do. It doesn't have to be, where they sign up for your list and you send them their first email and they get a report to download. You can do it as you can let them know, sign up for my list and get the 5-day series on how to do such and such. Sure. And send them 5 emails. The first 5 emails that they get from your autoresponder will be 5 lessons that are kind of, it can be a report broken up into 5 lessons or 7 lessons or a month of lessons, whatever it is that you want to do. It doesn't have to be something that they download like that. It can be part of your email series of the email series.
Wow. Yeah, those absolutely work really well. And the great thing about it is that a lot of, if you have no idea what you have to offer, there's a ton of PLR places that sell email autoresponders or short reports or 5-day series. Look for them. Find something that is related to your niche or to your blog and you think that the people that read your blog would really enjoy, and buy it. There is no shame in not doing everything yourself. Leverage your time and your efforts and let somebody else do the writing and do the research and do that stuff. Of course, when you put them in your autoresponder, go ahead and add a little bit of yourself. Add your own voice and make it your own, but let somebody else do the heavy lifting.
Absolutely. And something I was going to add too with that, if you decide to go with a series, like say I took my social media report that I'm giving away now and broke it up into 5 sections and sent each one out as a different email over the course of a month or something. By doing that, people know that they're going to be getting those after the first one, and so they're going to get used to opening the emails that you send. It's going to help you start building that habit, with them to open your emails and see what you've got because they're expecting something of value in the email already.
Absolutely. That's the second point of this part that I wanted to go over too, is that you want to let people know what to expect from you. In your first email, you want to give them the link or, if you're doing a series, give them the first part of the series, but you also want to give them expectations. Like, how often are you going to mail them? what are you going to send? What are you going to send them? Let them know what to expect so that they know when to look for you. And also, you want to give them an invitation to contact you. I always say, hey, I'm a real person, hit reply, and I get it, and I will get your email, and I will reply. And I do, because I love to hear from my email subscribers. I mean, they're my favorite people because they're the people that I really can talk to whenever I want to, They're like my most important asset in my business, and so I want to make sure they know that I'm available, and I'm here, and I am real, and that they can just hit the reply button on any email that I send, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to, reply in some way or fashion.
Yes, I'm doing the same thing, and the thing to keep in mind with your email subscribers is that these are people who are already choosing to listen to you.
Right.
For whatever reason. They're not just people who happen to see you go by on social media once or twice. These are people who are actually choosing to hear what you have to say. They're already telling you that they're interested in you. So you need to show interest in them too.
Absolutely. That is like one of the really key points. And it's going to be a part of the next step too, but is you want to create a relationship. You don't want to just be loudspeakering, megaphoning, blah, 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 at these people. You want to really create a relationship. And a relationship is a two-way street. It's not just you talking at them. It's you guys connecting with each other, learning more about each other and what they need and what they want. And when you think about it that way, you really are open to ways to make that happen, whether it's sending out a survey or asking your list, just sending an email, and instead of selling or pointing to your blog, say, hey, man, what can I do to help you? What do you want to learn, or what do you want to learn to cook? What do you want from me? What can I do for you? Which brings us to the second point, is to be so incredibly valuable that people would pay to read your emails. And, that can seem really overwhelming to people. I know that for the longest time when people told me to be valuable, I was like, oh my God, how do I do that? What does that mean? What? I just totally didn't get it at all. But like Kelly just said, these people have already asked to hear from you. They want to learn from you. They want to know more about what you're already providing. So when it comes to being valuable, it means just giving them what they want. If you are a recipe blog, send them recipes. That's valuable. If, to be even more valuable, you might send a recipe for an entree, and you might add, hey, and here's some side dishes that you might want to serve with this. That's value. It's adding a little bit of extra to what they're probably expecting. And that's what creates value in an email. What about you, Cal? What do you think?
And that's a good point too, because with your email list, it's always nice to say, save putting, like Jackie said, with a great entree on your blog, a recipe for a great entree on your blog. Then when you send out your email, you can tell people, hey, I put this on the blog, but just for my email subscribers, here are some side dishes, or here's what I did here's how I kicked this up a notch. This is what I did for such something that they only get by being in your email list.
Yes, that's really, really important. I'm working a little bit harder on that too, because I haven't really done a very good job of that. But it is wonderful to give them extras that nobody else gets but your email subscribers. It gives them an incentive and makes them feel special, so absolutely do that.
Yeah, no, or like in my case, I'm doing some training that I'm going to just send out to my email list, because these are people that want to hear from me, so I'm going to give them a little extra.
Awesome. Exactly. And you can do any kind of training or any kind of tips or anything that you think that it's interesting, because sometimes I think, oh gosh, this would be a good blog post, but I've already blogged today. So then I end up just putting it in my email list, and I send it to them, so they get a little something extra. The other thing that you want to do to be really valuable is don't always make them click. Sometimes you can just send a really valuable article with no clicking involved to your email list. And that makes them feel like, oh, well, she doesn't always just want me to click to go to her blog or go to buy something, or whatever. She's providing me information just because I'm an email subscriber. So, again, if you're thinking, oh my God, how am I going to create all this content for my blog and for my email, whether you're doing a newsletter or you're just sending out emails, PLR is awesome. There are PLR packs for almost any kind of topic that you can come up with. And you can just use the articles and send them as a bonus, in your email list. So again, you don't have to do all the heavy lifting. You can get the PLR, it's relevant or a little bit, side relevant to your topic, and then send it. And, you might want to change up the first paragraph, make it a little more you, make it sound like you, but really let somebody else do the heavy lifting.
Something else you can look for is if you do affiliate sales on your blog for certain products, a lot of times you can contact the company or the person who has the product and ask for a special coupon code to get a discount on the product for the people on your list. And, send out that coupon code and say, just for people on my email list, here's a coupon code for 10% off or 25% off, whatever it is.
That is like such a great tip because it does two things. It A, makes them feel really special, and B, makes you sales.
That's always a good thing.
That's always a good thing. It's so funny because I remember now, even today, it was years ago when this happened, but I remember the day that I sent out, the very first time I sent out an email and made sales from an email. And I was sitting downstairs, my office was downstairs in the living room at the time, and I was sitting at my desk, and I sent out this email, and I can't remember what it was for, but there was a link to something in there to buy. And like 30 seconds later, I had a sale, and I was like, holy crap, this totally works. And if I can make one sale from an email, can you imagine what the possibilities are? And when you provide people with a coupon code, it just makes it all that much more easy to make the sale because they feel like they're getting a huge value because they're getting, a discount.
Exactly. And so when you can make them feel like they're getting value from being on your list, they're going to open your email every time and they're going to read what you have to say. And when you give them value with something, they're going to be more likely to purchase other things from you.
Oh, you jumped right into the next thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's part of the third tip, Kelly. It is my
trying to move this right along today.
Yeah, let's go. Keep going. Yeah, that's part of the third tip is pampering your readers and giving them like extra discounts and surprises. And I love doing that because I have never done the discount thing, but I'm totally going to do it. Kelly was telling me about that earlier this week, and I'm like, oh, that's so smart. But I often like to send extra reports. Like if I find a free report online or like a PLR pack comes with a free report, I'll send it to my list just for no reason, just because they can use it and it's really good information and it helps build that relationship a little bit more. So you want to do that. You could also create an ebook yourself, if you have something, that's going on, or even pulling together some blog posts that you've done in a series on a certain topic. You pull them together, put them in a PDF, and send them to your readers, just for being part of your email community.
Or if you've done an interview with someone, with like a mentor in your field, someone that you've learned from. If you've talked to someone, you can give them the what's the word I'm looking for? The text of the interview.
The transcript?
Yeah, that's the word, the transcript. If you've made a video, send them to the video. Just make a video of you talking about something and send them to the video. There are lots of things you can send to your list.
Absolutely. And one other thing that you can do is, and this might seem a little bit crazy and a little big, but you totally can do it. It's set up a webinar just for your list. You can do it just like we're doing here with Google Hangout. Find somebody that you really admire, a blogger that you love or something, and then ask them if they'd be willing to talk to you for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and then only send it to your subscribers. It's a great way to build your list. I mean, you can say, hey, I'm doing this interview and only my subscribers are going to get it. So subscribe now so you can get it. And you can have them send in questions that they want you to ask this person. It gives you a chance to interact and provide amazing value. And really, these Google Hangouts are so simple, really, that anyone can do them, even me. And I'm like so tech challenged. So.
If Jackie and I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's right. That's right. So, definitely think about ways that you can regularly, and you might want to create kind of like an editorial calendar for your email and schedule in when you're going to do bonuses, because it's so easy for time to fly by and you realize that you haven't done anything special for your email list in like months. So maybe set up an editorial calendar. And I found that it's kind of easier to make sure I'm sending out to my list on a consistent basis if I have an editorial calendar for my blog so that I know what I'm writing about. And then you kind of set up one that's kind of similar to go along with your email so that you know exactly what you're going to be sending people and how, you can add value. Because once you know what you're going to be talking about, it's much easier to go out into the world and look for something extra to send them or to share with them, if you know what you're talking about. If you have no clue, what you're going to be talking about, it's really hard to schedule in and to really key in on those extra bonuses that you might want to send to your list.
And before we finish that thought, don't be afraid to send your email list to somebody else's blog. If you read something that's really good information, send them to it. They're going to appreciate that so much, because it's showing that you're really looking out for them and you're not just trying to get them, do this for me, do this for me, do this for me. You're giving them stuff that's for them.
For sure. So those are like the three big things. You want to make sure that you give them what they signed up for, let them know, what to expect from you when they are going to be on your list, and you want to let them know that they can contact you directly. Just simply hit the reply button. And when you set up your autoresponder, make sure that the reply email is going to get to you. Make sure that you use a real email address that you see in your reply field, or else people are going to be replying to and you're not going to get it, and that you're just going to ruin everything that you're working towards. So make sure your reply email is a real email. The second thing is to be really valuable. Okay, don't always make them click out. Provide extra stuff that that they might really like. Provide lessons that that they will enjoy getting and look forward to in their inbox. And you know what? We didn't touch on this at all, and this is a horrible thing for me. I'm terrible about this, but you don't have to write a book in your emails. I know, I'm sure that my emails are very long, my blog posts are very long, and when people get to know me, they kind of expect me to just be very long-winded, and they seem to be okay with it. But it doesn't have to be that way. Some sage advice is written in a paragraph. I haven't been able to do it, but
I try to mix it up. I try to have, some of my emails are longer, some of them are really short. I try to, so that it's not always the same.
Right. That's a great idea, because then they don't know what to expect. And so that curiosity factor also gets them to open your email a little bit more. And then the third thing is to surprise your readers, pamper them a little bit, give them a little bit extra. Create an ebook or schedule a webinar or do an interview with somebody that you admire and send it just to your list. Find extra reports or a checklist, or Kelly and I made those social media checklists that we use for ourselves. If you have a tool you're using for yourself, send it to your list. Let them use it too, and just send it to your list. You don't have to post it for everyone in the world, but share it with your list. Let them use the tools that you're using, and these things are going to start you off on the right track, and they're not going to just create an email list for you, but they're going to create an email community. And that has really, in the last 5 or 6 months, that's really been my new intention, is to not have an email list, but to have an email community. People that look forward to seeing me in their inbox and that know that if they have a question, they can hit the reply button and I'm going to reply and I'm going to answer them, because it's a two-way street. When you have a relationship with your list, you end up getting more opens and you get more clicks, you make more money, but you really, really end up helping people, which is my goal as a blogger.
I agree. That's really what it's all about, and that's what you have to keep in mind. Instead of thinking about, how am I going to make a sale or how am I going to get them to buy this, think about what can I give them, what can I do for them. When you stop worrying about what your readers are going to do for you and put more of your attention on what you can do for them, you're going to do so much better.
That's definitely been my experience. I mean, I've had up times and down times with my email list. I've had times when everyone opened my well, not everyone, but a lot of people
Yeah.
opened my emails, and I've had times when absolutely no one opened my emails. And it really came down to that fact.
Mhm.
What I had in my heart. Was it about me making sales, or was it about me helping my email community? And that is exactly what makes the difference. End of the hangout smirk. Okay, I guess we have covered what we're going to cover today, and unless you want to just stare at our pretty faces for the next 4 minutes, we're going to go. So next week we again will be talking about email marketing, and we're going to probably talk about creating an email style of your own, as well as how often you should email, and hype versus substance. Ooh.
Awesome.
So make sure you set a reminder in your phone.
I'm excited already.
I'm excited already too. Set a reminder on your phone. Remind yourself Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central that you need to be at the blog workshop, and come and hang out with us. Have an awesome week, and start your email list if you haven't done it already. Get an autoresponder. Get
By
started.
next week, you should have your email list up and running. We
Absolutely,
expect it. We want to
absolutely,
hear that you've done it.
absolutely. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Have an awesome one, and we will see you then.